Lockdown is weird. I drive to understand my thoughts. I like to drive fast, and I like windy roads. I like to pass the temple. Non-Mormons call it Disney World or compare it to the Emerald City, but I laugh when they do that. I try to make a point in always looking for it when I pass the bend. Even though I'm not religious in that way anymore, I believe that just by looking at it when I drive by, I'm somehow blessed by its height. Keeping it present in my mind as I drive circles around it, I feel its spiritual presence and the love from that building still. I don't know if they let anybody in it anymore. Still, seeing it keeps me the smallest bit safer on the road, or maybe that's a lie I'm telling myself to calm my fears when I drive home fast late at night and I pass all the accidents around me. Gosh, I hope I don't hit a deer. I've seen that a few times around here, and I've seen the officers come to take this animal out of its misery. I cried once, driving past a hurt buck on the road. 3 cars had stopped, and like all the other cars in front of me that drove slow down to see it, and he was struggling to get up. His legs were broken, and I could see his pain, and he was crying, and I hoped that the temple would bless him too. Even though he was just a deer, I hoped his death would be quick and that it wouldn't be so drawn out and long, but it totally was. It was drawn out, and it was long, and that's why I cried. I try not to think about how fast we drive on the road now. I've seen a lot of recklessness and things flying out of cars this summer. That's new. I try not to think about how close the cars get to each other on the road, and I try not to think about how the only thing keeping me alive is the trust that we strangers on the road hold in keeping the little white dashed lines even between us. It kind of reminds me of masks a little bit. And I try not to think about what my blood would look like on the pavement, or how it would feel to break my collarbone, or how it would sound to hear my car crunch into the lane divider. I really try not to think about dying alone. It's always lurking around the bend for someone else. It's far better to die alone quick than to have it drawn out for months and months. Being alone in life may be the scariest thing of them all. I've not reached that point of aloneness yet, and I'm sure I will. There's lots of time for me to find it. I'm not afraid of a 2 or 3 week quarantine where I'm all alone and I'm sick, and I know I'm gonna get better and I'm not gonna get anybody else sick. That has an end date. I'm afraid of living like this. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of lost connections with people I used to know, and friends that I used to live nearby, and strangers just being kind to strangers. Stay distant on the road, stay distant socially, stay distant online, stay distant until we're all just strangers, blindly passing each other, following made-up rules, pretending to be safe and pretending we care, pretending we're more virtuous than we are, fakers and families being pulled apart for way too long until we have forgotten our old selves, until we are strangers with an older version of what life was like before and what it is like now. I'm a stranger to that person too. Sometimes, when I fly through the bend, passing the temple, I feel like I am more than a friendly stranger. I'll never go inside it, but knowing at least, while I pass this bend on the road, I'm not alone this time. Not yet, at least.